Hi, I'm a slut.
And if I can't wax it, I will pay thousands of dollars to have a tiny laser beam kill all of my hair follicles so I'll never grow body hair again.
I have a Pinterest board dedicated to lemon juice recipes for lightening skin.
Shave my upper lip, shave my eyebrows, shave the bottoms of my feet. Look at me, I'm a pretty hairless decoration.
When a person in one of those big brown hairy costumes came running over to me going, "Ah!" and handed me like a flyer for some convention or something, I don't know, and I threw it at him and I was like, what the hell is this? I don't want this. I don't want this. Ah!
Number one, shut the fuck up for a second.
I am a feminist.
As a feminist, I just want to tear down every poster, destroy and burn every toy.
A feminist.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you have to point it all out.
I am the feminist who is out to ruin your life. I am the feminist who is pushing your daughter down the slippery slope of sluthood. Yes, I am that militant, man-hating ballbuster. I am out to infringe upon your rights.
What a joke of a movement. Now, before I sink my teeth into this topic, can we just take a moment to pay respect to this dude? What a legend! What can be said about feminism that hasn't already been said?
Allow myself to introduce myself.
Sargon of Akkad, Teal Deer, Thunderfoot, Gavin McInnes, and Milo Yiannopoulos, plus 27,852 pissed off YouTubers have all covered it in depth. Vernaculus even made a documentary for Fuzz. The case has been made clear. Feminism's bullshit, folks, and it's bad for you.
And it does not take a lot of imagination to piss off a feminist. All you gotta do is run into Now Headquarters or Ms. Magazine and say, hey, which one of you cute little cupcakes wants to come home and cook me a nice meal and give me a blowjob? Blowjob! Oh, that pisses them off.
Sure, in the past it achieved a couple of decent things, but overall this movement has had a negative impact on society. I have to be honest though, it doesn't really bother me that much, but I figured I should cover it at least once. So for the first time, and perhaps the last, this channel will take on feminism. That movement of dykes, cucks, weaklings, intellectual inferiors, moral authoritarians, scumbag con artists, man-hating, stomach-churning cat ladies, and insecure libtarded students. Like Black Lives Matter, this movement disadvantages the people it purports to help. Black Lives Matter will burn down their neighbors' businesses, black-owned businesses, and have widened the racial divide in America and generated more anti-black sentiment than a white racist could ever hope for. And feminism has turned 2 generations of women into unfuckable, entitled, blue armpit head, miserable brats whose ovaries either will or have already dried up. And they've ensured huge numbers of men now hate women. In their quest to defeat misogyny, they've amplified it. Just look at the MGTOW movement, which wouldn't exist without feminism. But in the yin-yang way opposing ideologies tend to work, feminism spawned the MGTOWs, a group of losers who hate women. Hi everyone, Sandman here. Today's video is brought to you by a donation from I Hate Bitches. He writes, I love your channel. Your videos remind us all that women are whores and cannot be trusted. They only want your money and are feeble specimens not worthy of our time or respect. Why do they always sound like robots? Hi guys, so today's video is about Justin Bieber dropping his gold-digging whore girlfriend who had no brain and like all women is a complete slut, not worthy of your time or respect. Get a good conservative woman, okay? They actually believe in marriage and they're hot. So, you know, fall in love, get a house, make some babies, be a good neighbor, get a dog, don't litter. This is simple stuff. But I have a problem with the entire premise. The advocacy of women's rights on the ground of equality of the sexes. It's this idea of equality that gets to me. Men and women are not equal. How could they be? We have different brains, different sexual organs, different interests, and men and women behave differently. This is not to say one is less important than the other. We simply seem to be suited to different roles and contribute to making our societies better places in different ways. I don't want to linger on this point because it seems so obvious, but the evidence is out there that proves this biological truth, from IQ test results to the differences in upper body strength. I think we all know this to be true, even anecdotally from our everyday life experience, from interacting with our mothers versus our fathers, from interacting with our brothers versus our sisters, and from having a girlfriend versus hanging out with your mates. But feminists deny this reality because they hate disparity. Disparity is like cancer to these gender-obsessed communist cunts. It must be erased. Doesn't really matter what the disparity is or why it exists. Disparity equals bad. So the wage gap, it's oppression, of course. Men making money and women being mothers, awful. Being a housewife is akin to slavery, don't you know?
Marriage is an institution that has curtailed women's freedom for centuries.
Even the fact that men tend to control their emotions more than women and cry less. This difference has to go. We must erase toxic masculinity and turn men into feminized weaklings.
I find that a lot of guys who identify as male feminists, what happened for a lot of them is they had rough childhoods and they were rejected by women. So they become this like savior of women from all these other asshole-ish men.
Right.
And so they become the guy that's different. I think a lot of these guys that identify as male feminists, I think they're just pussies.
The very concept of male and female is shunned. It's a social construct. And as for gender roles, you know, those behavioral patterns around which we've organized our species, those things that are a result of 250,000 years or more of human evolution, fuck 'em. We can't have women enjoying shopping and men enjoying sport. That's oppression. I imagine a feminist world is one in which we are identical in every way. A bit like Mao's China or Pol Pot's Cambodia. Everyone in black pajamas, earning exactly the same amount of money, enjoying the equal amount of misery.
Feminism is women being treated the same as men in all areas of life.
But how to accomplish this lofty goal of turning society into a Marxist hellhole? It seems by whinging incessantly about things that don't matter. Things like air conditioning. So it's not just me, air conditioning really is sexist. Oh god, I know, like, it's like cold, like, I am freezing at work, like, oppression. Is this in any way a plausible theory? Are men sneaking around the office, tampering with the thermostat, motivated by misogyny? If only someone could raise awareness about this horrific gendered injustice. Henry here, Guardian Reader, big time Remainer. Like to play it fast, like to play it cool. The other day I was at my office having attended a gender equality seminar. I decided to do my part. It was time to raise awareness, so I turned that thermostat down to sexist. Got the ladies nippy. Woof woof. Quickly posted on the company's online discussion board. Temperature matters. That's what equality's all about. Hashtag nippy. Gotta let my colleagues know how feminist I am. And once everyone had noticed what I'd done, they understood my message. Fragile females cannot survive in cold environments. I care about the big issues, and of course, the ladies love it. Let me tell you, I got my brolly out, chaps, because they were wet like October. And if that wasn't enough, the patriarchy won't even let women sleep. Yes, snoring is a feminist issue. In fact, sleep is a feminist issue. 2 of America's leading feminists are on a crusade to get the women of the world to have a lie-in, or at least take a nap. Author Naomi Wolf has taken up the sleep deprivation baton in her newspaper column. Oh, how brave of her. According to Wolf, men just aren't helping out enough with crying babies during the night. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe that's because they need their sleep so they don't get fired, so they can continue to earn money, so the children don't starve to death, you self-centered feminist cunt. And here's a really sexist fact. Men work an average 22 more hours outside the home than women. But all we hear about is how much extra work women do at home. Different roles, different outcomes. There's just nothing to worry about here. But as we know, any disparity is represented as oppression of women, and inconvenient facts that don't support the victimization of women narrative are simply left out. Speaking of work, female representation is another big non-issue. Where are the women in boardrooms? We need more female CEOs. There aren't enough women in tech. But never do we hear these feminist fags whinge about not enough women in sewage work, or garbage collection, or deep-sea fishing, or roofing, or construction work, or on the front lines dying to protect their country. No feminist gives a shit that 94% of workplace deaths are men. And given this point, I think it's clear what feminism is really about. Privileging women and disadvantaging men. The talk of equality is just a smokescreen to disguise the misandry. Now this one is just so pathetic, it really doesn't get any more non-issue than this. Video games are sexist. Who gives a shit? Does this deranged Armenian realize how inconsequential she is? GTA 5 still got released, sweetheart. Your whining was of no use against the glorious free market. How does that feel, Anita? Despite your stupid fucking video series, millions of gamers are killing prostitutes every day. You might have gotten wealthy, but you achieved nothing. And to the majority of people who've heard of you, you're known as a charlatan who conned a few fat cat ladies out of their welfare checks. You're in the same boat with Yuri Geller and Peter Popoff. Well done, you
But I know the story. No matter how good you bang her, they're never happy. They're there afterwards going, "Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you talk to me?" Because I'm finished. I talked to you before I banged you. Did you forget already, you fucking dummy?
I was asked this evening not to be patronising or sexist. I thought, fair enough, let's face it, birds can't take it. You're not offended, are you? Of course not, you're thinking about shoes. Don't worry, that's postmodern misogyny. That joke was in fact steeped in irony. So don't you worry your pretty little head about it, love.
You want to piss off a feminist? Call her a cum catcher. That'll get her attention.
My sister's off the charts. I play practical jokes on her constantly, though. I got her so good a few weeks ago. I replaced her pepper spray with silly string. Anyway, that night, she got raped. And she called me the next day going, "You son of a bitch! You got me so good." No. As soon as I started spraying him in the face, I'm like, "Daniel! This is gonna really hurt."
Let me ask you a question. Here's a question. Here's a good, serious question. Okay, ladies, if you didn't have a vagina, like say it was a terrible train accident, right? And the doctor was like, "We have to remove your pussy right away, or you're gonna die." How would you keep your man past, you get a 2-month guilty, I can't leave the bitch right away because you just lost a pussy in a train accident? Can't just walk right out on her. How would you keep your man past that if you didn't have a vagina? Wow. Nothing? You can talk, you can talk. Suck his dick, okay, mouth. Asshole, okay, great. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I've been getting pussy beamed the whole show, right? But I give women the opportunity to say, I'm gonna make myself worth more. But you just classified yourself as a series of holes, but I'm supposed to treat you special, but you're just a bunch of holes to yourself. No one said learn how to play Xbox, learn how to play pool, tell better stories, get another bitch that got a pussy to come on in.
I've only just scratched the surface of the petty crap these red-haired, fish-mouthed Fruit Loops complain about. So very quickly, let's race through some more feminist non-issues. Rape culture on college campuses, which doesn't exist. Men saying hello to women in the street. Posters. More posters. More posters. They hate posters. Sexist discrimination of millionaire Hollywood stars. Boo-hoo. Online harassment, which men actually experience more of, but only feminists make a career from.
I received, in 48 hours, I received 165 pages of Twitter abuse, including about 20 rape and death threats, including unpleasant comments about my appearance, lots and lots of those. I don't actually think that young women are stupid. I don't think that when they don't express themselves, it's because they're all bashful and nervous and they don't know what to say. I think that they know what social media is really like. I think the facts are pretty plain to see.
View of women.
And
I didn't just have abuse online. I had pictures of monkeys hanging in trees with saying go back to your hut, go back to your jungle. You're not welcome here.
Yeah, no one cares. The word bossy, the word man, the word too, which apparently causes so much pain. And then there's manspreading, mansplaining, gaslighting, the glass ceiling, benevolent sexism, internalized misogyny, the male gaze, stare rape, fart rape. It's a thing. Google it for some giggles. Objectification, toxic masculinity, victim blaming, white feminism, the photoshopping of women's bodies in the media, ooh, quel dommage, and of course, slut shaming.
Oh, you always hear them with their little conversations. Oh, why is it a guy could go out and fuck 100 girls, but if a girl does it, she's a whore? Right.
And here's another huge feminist issue. Women getting stoned to death in the Middle East for the crime of being raped. What's that? Breaking news. Feminists couldn't give two shits about Islamic oppression of women. But surely Feministing or Huffington Post are up in arms about this. That's right. Just right-wing media outlets like Breitbart. What about the enforced wearing of the burqa? That's, actual oppression. Oh, the feminist case for the veil. Muslims are the true feminists. Islam is actually a feminist religion. Yeah, right. What fucking planet are these feminists living on? The planet where this is seen as normal behavior.
The destruction of this scale is dedicated to all of the women whose lives have been ruined and ruled by it. This is for us, ladies. I'm tired of you stealing my life. I'm tired of you making me feel if I'm good or bad. I'm tired of you deciding how my day is. No more of you deciding my life. No more of you stealing life from me. This is it. I take back my life. I'm in control. I decide if I'm good or bad. Not you. I deserve a great life. This is about me. This isn't about you.
Does anything more poetically sum up their absolute rejection of objective reality than a feminist smashing a weighing scale with a hammer? This is a device that provides a scientific reading. But I guess these land whales are being oppressed by gravity. Cue the body positivity movement.
I feel like I have it ingrained in my head that I'm not supposed to wear a bikini.
And this girl was no bargain either. She was fat. She got in the scale. A card came out, said one at a time.
Just finished Visible Belly Line day 1, and I posted a picture of this outfit on Instagram this afternoon, and people were really enthusiastic about it.
Fat, you kidding? She was on a Richard Simmons show jumping up and down. My TV fell off the stand. I mean, I'm talking about a fat girl here, know what I mean?
I need lots of people to say, hey, you look great, in order to feel like just okay.
How fat? She was standing alone. A cop told her to break it up. Okay, fat, I'm telling you. I put my hand in her blouse, I felt the chin.
So this is the black swimsuit. I've never worn strings in my life.
Fat, you kidding? Have sex with her, you gotta slap her thigh and ride the wave in. I mean fat, know what I mean?
Honestly, who gives a shit if my fat does not go in a place that people feel like it should be in?
Let me tell you something. Anybody could bang a good-looking chick, Ronnie. That's right. Go out hogging one night. Fuck a big fat pig.
5'5", 280 pounds, Tessa's proud of every curve as she poses in her black lace underwear lying on the grass.
It's like taking a ride at Wet n Wild, you know what I'm saying? You get behind them, number one, you gotta strap yourself in. Cause they could throw you know what I'm saying? And then, you grab onto a set of tits. You don't know where the tits begin and the belly ends. I mean, it's like one big lump of shit.
Feminists are mental, aren't they? They're so fucked in the head that InfoWars easily got them to sign a petition to legalise post-birth abortions. That's right, post-birth, as in killing a child up to 5 years of age. Hey, even if it's not their body, it's still their choice.
The more the merrier.
Alright.
The more we can help empower women.
Nice suit. It seems like you're hot in there.
Nah.
You look cool, you look cool.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm alive. I made it.
Yes.
Unlike these babies who are gonna die.
Late last month, two bioethicists, Dr. Alberto Giubilini and Francesca Minerva, published an outrageous paper in the Journal of Medical Ethics justifying the deliberate, premeditated murder of newborn babies during the first days and even weeks after birth. Giubilini and Minerva wrote, and I quote, "When circumstances occur after birth that would have justified abortion, what we call after-birth abortion should be permissible."
Obama is doing everything he can to support infanticide for small children, and the Republicans are against it. But we just want to show that we will, the people will support Obama and his infanticide program.
Got it.
So thanks for that.
Cool. These bioethicists argue that if a newly born child poses an economic burden on a family, or is disabled, or is unwanted, that child can be murdered in cold blood because the baby lacks intrinsic value, and according to Giubilini and Minerva, is simply not a person.
Absolutely disgusting. At the beginning of this, I said feminism is something I consider a bit of a bore, and it doesn't really bother me that much. It's also definitely in decline. For the most part, no one listens to these idiots. Only 7% of Britons consider themselves feminists. They're going to lose this gender war they're waging. There just aren't enough troops on their team to sustain it. But it would be remiss of me if I didn't recognise the very real consequences of this movement and the harm it's caused.
Come here, baby. Come here. It's okay, baby. It's okay. You're gonna talk to the judge, okay? You get to talk to the judge, baby. It's okay. It's gonna be okay, boo-boo. Madison. Maddie. Maddie, Daddy's here. Madison, Daddy's here. Daddy. Maddie, come here, baby. Come here, baby. See? Like I said, come here, baby. Come here. It's okay, Madison, listen to me, baby, listen. Remember I told you you're gonna talk to the judge? Remember I told you get to talk to the judge, okay?
Okay.
You get to talk to the judge, okay, baby?
Okay.
It's gonna be okay. Remember I told you it's gonna be okay? It's gonna be okay, baby. Look at daddy, look at daddy. Is daddy crying? You see me crying? Because it's gonna be okay. Okay, baby? It's gonna be okay. Daddy's not crying. It's gonna be okay. But listen, you guys have to ride to court with mommy, okay? You have to ride in the car with mommy.
Okay.
The judge said, if I put you in my car, the judge is gonna get me. I'm gonna get in trouble by the judge. Remember I told you about following rules? Remember I said we have to follow rules? It's okay, Kiwi. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. It's okay. You just gotta tell them where you wanna live. Okay? You don't want to go home where?
With mommy.
I know, baby. I told the judge this. I told the judge this already. Okay? Okay? Your girl's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, babies, alright? It's gonna be okay. Daddy love you, okay? It's okay. I'm gonna pray for you. Wanna pray? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Jehovah, Father, please help me push them out the door. Jehovah, please put your spirit in my kids, okay? They really need you, Father. Please support them right now, Jehovah. They really need you. They need. Let the judge say that allegations, everything is saying is false. Let the judge say that the kids need to be home with me, Father. It's going to be okay. Please call my kids now, Jehovah. I beg of you. And please forgive us for our sins because we do fall short. And I pray to you through your Son, Christ Jesus. Amen.
Now, I wouldn't say this man is oppressed, but I would say he and his children are the victims of a legal system that unfairly advantages women. According to the father, the judge ordered the mother have custody of the children, despite the fact that she's abusive. I have no problem believing this. Just look at how terrified the girls are. This is the result of feminist campaigning. Feminists have painted men as the violent abusers, drunks, layabouts, and incompetents, whilst women are the innocent victims.
People suspected of domestic violence could be banned from their own homes for up to a month, even if there's not enough evidence to charge them.
We need to look at a therapeutic approach to domestic violence, because it's not what we generally think, which is patriarchy, what all men do to all women. The majority of men do not lift a finger to women. What this is, it's a learned pattern of childhood. If you're born and raised in a violent family, this is how you know to behave.
But in the first instance, both sides need to be separated.
But throwing him out of the house for 48 hours doesn't help anything, because half the time he's going to be innocent. If there's any evidence, they should be separated. But the majority of what happens is there is no evidence. It's just simply on the say-so of the person making the call, which is always, virtually always women.
One of the most radical things you can do is to actually believe women when they tell you about their experiences.
This is Erin Pizzey, one of the first people ever to open a domestic violence shelter for women. She claimed domestic violence was reciprocal, with both partners abusing each other in roughly equal measure. And because she said it wasn't a gendered issue, because she looked objectively at the evidence, with a scientific rather than an ideological approach, feminists threatened to kill her. They slandered her. They even stole 2 of her pets and killed one of her dogs. Now, I'm not suggesting that such violence is endemic in the feminist movement, but the desire to control and push false narratives certainly is. It's fueled on hysteria and anger and the hatred of men. The crazies at the top filter out these ideas with the deliberate intention of fostering resentment between the sexes, but they sell these ideas labeling them as female empowerment and equality. It isn't just misandry or cultural Marxism with a gendered twist. Feminism is about the destruction of the family.
We have to end in a moment. I want to end with that thought, in a sense, and just ask you this very basic question. It's 40 years on from writing this book. Are you disappointed with the distance that has been travelled since you wrote it?
No. I get too many letters accusing me of having destroyed the family to feel in the least disappointed.
Because you regard that as an achievement.
I hope so.
As celebrated feminist Linda Gordon put it, the nuclear family must be destroyed. Whatever its ultimate meaning, the breakup of families now is an objectively revolutionary process.
Stand with the masses, stand with the crews, live and direct. Cool FM right about now, Cool London representing. Highest degree, Cool London family. CoolLondon.com. Let's do it again. Cool.
And now, a quick message from my sponsor.
Feminism? Sign me up. Is there anything better than a fat, unattractive, vile woman with blue armpit hair? Now that's the type of deal I'm interested in. Why have a nice woman to mother your kids when you can fuck a mentally challenged whiner who breaks your balls just for having a dick? What could be better? I want my wife sleeping around. Are you kidding? And now introducing the Feminist Box. For the low price of $99.99, get the Feminist Box direct to your doorway. With a collection of literature and feminist souvenirs, you'll be able to learn the craft of whining about non-issues in no time. This package will transform the way you look at the world. You'll be miserable. Just call 1-800-7-IMA-FAG. That's 1-800-7-I'm-a-fag. And get your Feminist Box today. I'm talking feminism, people.
We found those radicalized through the Feminist Box show much quicker conversion rates, improved awareness of patriarchal oppression, and are 320% more resistant to reason than those radicalized through traditional means, such as Tumblr.
That's science, folks. Get your Feminist Box today. Get it today!
Tumblr.